Hey, everybody, it is Cut to the Chase at 8 with me, Madison Chase, and we're Madison on the Chase. And we're talking Pause TV as well because we're talking real, inspiring, and always positive content. And I am super excited to talk to my new friend by way of LaCheryl Smith of L Group PR. We both are represented by an amazing publicist, LaCheryl. So thank you so much for your time, for jumping on with me. I so appreciate everything that you're doing, using your voice through literature and music. You're like the quintessential artist. It's so powerful and it's deeply necessary. And today, I really want to explore your personal transformation. So let's start from the beginning. You ready, DaMon?
Well, if we starting from the beginning, it's a long story.
It's a long journey. So let's talk about this opportunity where you have used your story, just your creativity, your books, you're an author, poetry. Like, let's talk about that. How did you get into poetry? Well, I feel like that's like a Renaissance man. Like, not many people write poetry. So let's talk about your book.
Okay, so my books, I think I have today 11. I got
Okay.
11 projects.
Wow.
So I started writing poetry because my mother is a fan of poetry and spoken word. First, let's
Really?
first let's start off. I wanted to be a rapper as a youth in
Okay.
my city. I wanted to be a rapper, and I had the opportunity to sign a deal because I was living the lifestyle that I was talking about.
Gotcha.
So, and I didn't get the chance to be like a famous rapper. But
Hmm.
my mother she into poetry and spoken word. She liked to hear me talk my talk. So
Yeah.
I did poetry and all of that. All of my books of poetry they were for my mother. So
Oh,
I'm play
wow.
it out for you.
Okay.
My mother told me to start writing books because I
Mm.
lived an extremely interesting lifestyle.
Okay.
So I started writing books, like literally by hand. So I wrote my first book and I sent it to my mom and she liked it. And then she wanted poetry and all of that. So I wrote books of poetry and spoken word just for her. I never had the intentions of publishing them because
Wow. It was initially for your mom.
they were for my mother. So I wrote them for my mother and got right back after everything in my life fell apart. I got right back into what I know best. I played in the streets my whole life. That's all I really know.
Hmm.
So I got right back to doing what I normally do in life. Did all of the things that I had going on in life. They didn't believe that everything I had going on was really going on because people only see the side of you that you show them.
Yes.
So when I play in the streets, if you not playing in the streets, you never see that side of me because it's not for you to see, if you get what
Right.
I'm saying.
Yep. Okay.
So and while I was there, my mother told me, you need to tell this story because I am tired of people asking me what happened.
Mm.
And I got a couple ideas for you that's gonna make sense. So just sit down and write the book. Wasn't my first book I wrote, but it was the first one I published. So I sat down and I told the story loud, a strong story, zero point 0.5. I told the story. I typed it up, made a couple copies. I sent one to my mama. I kept one for myself. I came home. When I got home, my mother taught me the beauty in tangible things. So, do you know the beauty in tangible things?
Ooh, that's a whole book right there. Like the
I,
beauty in tangible things, right?
so, a tangible thing is something that you could touch.
Yep.
If
You
it's
can
some-
touch, you
if
can
it's something
taste, you can feel.
if
Yeah.
it's something you can touch, taste, feel, and all of that, it
Mm-hmm.
is also something that you can sell. So the beauty in tangible things is being able to do something one time and sell it to the masses.
Yeah.
So if I write a book, I only have to write the book one time, but I could sell it to a billion people without ever having to do it over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my mother kind of taught me the beauty in that. So I wrote the book and then I started living life. But after I finished writing the first book, she gave me back the books of poetry that I sent her. They were on notebook paper. And she like, I want you to publish this book because I want to hold it before I leave her. So that was the tangible thing. She told me if she can hold it, I can sell it.
Your mom had a lot of wisdom.
Oh yeah, she was that.
Yeah.
Right. But I was just bad. Like it's a difference between, like, I didn't have to live. I come from not really Well, I come from a good, except for one other couple other members of my family. Everybody else is college graduates and all of that. I didn't follow that path because I didn't like it. It's not wasn't a thing for me. So I went in that direction. But my mother, all of this boils down to all my lifestyle that I live right now, everything that I got going on is because of a promise I made.
And what was the promise?
So my mother was dying from multiple sclerosis. And one day, just out of pure curiosity, I asked my mother what she wanted for me dying with. She told me that she wanted me to stop selling drugs and taking chances, which is all I've ever known my whole life. So just for her, because I love her, and on the back end, I owe her a favor that I couldn't say no to. I said, okay, but I am an extremist. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm going to take it as far as it can go. So on the negative side, I'm going as far negative as I can get.
Gotcha.
When I transferred over to the positive side, I'm going as far positive as I can get
Right.
because I don't know anything else. All I know is just keep adding to it because that was the upbringing that I was brought up with. I had an extremely different upbringing than most people, and I don't knock nobody's sad story. I don't really have one. Most of my sad stories is things that I brought on myself. Was spoiled as a child. My mother was somebody. She was an Eastern Star, well connected. I had an extremely good upbringing as far as meeting people and putting myself in position to do the right thing. I just didn't want to do it because that wasn't exciting for me.
Okay.
So I went in my direction. But as I continued to live life, like I gave her my word that I'm big on the value of keeping your word. Right. So I gave my mother my word that I would leave the streets alone. And that's just kind of, I am here right now doing what I'm doing because I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
My whole mission is to stay out of the street life, and anything that I have to do that keeps me out of the street life is what I'm doing. So I wrote my first book. My mama said my mother read it in less than a day.
Wow.
She said I couldn't put it down. I said, okay. Then she passed me. Then she went in her stash and gave me back my books of poetry and told me she wanted me to publish one of them before she left. So I published a book of poetry. And then a few months later, she passed. Then in her honor, to make my mother live, okay, this finna sound crazy, but if I don't tell you, then the story not gonna make sense.
Okay.
So I had my mother's funeral while she was still alive. It's 4K. You could go watch it. It's a
Okay.
4K video on it's a 4K video on my
So
YouTube
it was
channel.
giving her flowers
I gave her flowers while she was
while
still
she
alive.
was alive. I like
Yeah.
that. I like that. And what a beautiful way for you to celebrate her in the way that you wanted to remember her. You know what I'm saying in terms of like her living, right?
Nah, that wasn't it. No, it's a
Okay.
different,
Explain it.
it's
Go
a
ahead.
different. So I had my mother's funeral while she was still alive. The only reason why I had my mother's funeral while she was still alive is because she didn't want one after she passed. She had a thing about people standing over her and talking to her when they could have said whatever it was that they was gonna say to her, they could have said it to her while she was still here.
While she was alive.
Right.
Ooh.
So she made me promise that nobody would ever be able to stand over her body and tell her that they loved her after she left.
After she left. Wow.
So I gave everybody that knew and loved her a chance to come tell her that they loved her while she was still alive. She died 11 days later. So while I was giving her her funeral, I told her just jokingly, I just said it. I was doing her eulogy and I didn't write it down. It was just kind of off the top of my head. I told my mother that I would do everything in my power to make her name live forever. Though I said it in jest, I meant it. And if you look my mother's name up, it shall live forever. So I continued after her funeral and all of that. She passed. I kept my word to everything that she told me that she wanted me to do, and then life just kind of moved on. In the process of all of this happening, I never got the chance to take back the promise that I made her that I would stay out of trouble because the street life is my addiction. Everybody has the thing that they are addicted to. My drug of choice is the street life. So I fight my addiction every day because every day there's something that can be done in a street manner, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, like that is your thorn in your side in terms
Yeah,
of like
that is my thumb screw. Like
yeah.
the street life is what calls to me when nothing else will. So first book done, Mama loved it. Second book, Mama seen it. She already had it. She already knew what it was.
Because you
After
did
she already had it,
and so she gave it back to you, and then you
and told me to publish it because it is a tangible thing.
yeah.
So I did that. That made two books.
Okay.
After she passed, I put out another one just to ensure that her name and likeness would live forever. Because in my third book, there is a picture of me and her where the book is dedicated to her. So I make sure that a picture of her will be around way after all of us are gone, and her name will still be what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So then life moved on, and then I just had to. I didn't want to write books about somebody else or fabrications or whatever you made. You know what I'm saying? Things to be interesting because I live an extremely interesting lifestyle.
Yes.
So I told myself that I would just continue writing books about my life.
Yeah.
So I just started writing short stories and books about my life. Now I'm on 11. I'm working on 12.
You're working on 12.
Yeah,
Man.
I can't have a library if I don't put in the work. There'll never be a catalog, and nobody can tell my story better than me.
Yep. I like that. I like that, DaMon, because I feel like so many people have a story. And I think we live in this age of social media where we want to curate this perfectly picturesque kind of story so that we're afraid to tell the narrative of the story that doesn't make us look so good, right? So you're an inspiration in that way that you took accountability for the things that you were doing, and like you said, like the daily struggle that you have to endure in terms of like staying out of that life. So how has advocating for and sharing your mom's story like really giving you a sense of purpose beyond what happened in your past and the thing that you struggle with on a daily basis?
I am just in my mind. You just have to. In my mind, I put no thought into it, right? Because yesterday is gone and tomorrow will never come.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All you have is today, and you got to make the most of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just kind of how I live my life. The majority of the things that I do, my published works, my music, I got a t-shirt shop I don't even use no more. Like my published works and music and all of that stuff, I rarely take time out my day to promote it. Only because if I spend time out my day promoting it, that is taking time away from me doing something else. So I just kind of push forward. And most people, when they run into me for one thing, and then they fall down the rabbit hole that is my life and be like, I didn't know he did this, that, and that.
Right.
I just seen him for doing that. I didn't know that it was so much more behind it.
Right.
And I'm not taking no time out my day to tell you because it takes away from me doing a little bit more. So that's just kind of how I be with it. I need to start. That's why me and you having this conversation, because
Yeah.
I need to start promoting the things that I do
Mm-hmm.
so I can put them on a bigger platform.
Mm-hmm.
It just be hard for me because of my upbringing. My mother was never really one of those people that was big on appreciation after the fact. So I grew up in a household. Where getting good grades was not a good thing.
It was an expectation.
My mother told me as a young child, all the answers is in the book. You cannot come in here and not give me perfection when they gave you all the answers. You just got to know where to look.
Yeah. So
So I
reading and writing was something that she instilled in you as an expectation.
You have to, not really a mandate, not really an expectation. This is mandatory that you have good communication skills
Mm-hmm.
and that you're not. Let me say this, and I know you probably gonna clip this and post it, and I don't mind just tagging. The majority of
I'm attacking on everything because I'm
the majority of people, right, have never been somebody. So when they see a little shine, a little light cast down on them, it changes who they are. In my upbringing, nothing I ever did in life was praiseworthy from my mother, and not on the bad side. It was always something more I could do. If I got straight A's, That's mandatory. If I did good doing something, I could always do better. Her preaching was perfection ain't good enough. Right? Because you could always do better. If you did it perfect, then next time you could do it perfect in a shorter amount of time.
Oh, wow.
Like that was
She kept
my
raising the bar for you.
there was never a top floor to the bar that was set up for me as a child.
Right.
So moving into my teenage years, it was like that. Then I went to prison, and then when I came home, by the time I came home, I had an understanding of why she did it. Because now in the place that I am now, I'm a celebrity. But I don't act like a celebrity. I don't, because to me, I'm not one of the higher upper echelon celebrities. So I still have way more work to do. So there's no reason in bragging about it, if you get what I'm saying. That was my upbringing. Like I don't care what you did, do it better. And that got preached to me my entire life. Not saying that she was down on me or nothing like that, but I don't care what you do, you could do it better. When I was robbing, you can rob better. You going to jail, but you could do a little bit better. Right? You did that for this right here. Oh, you should have got way more than that. Right? And I'm gonna keep it because you don't need it.
Right.
Right. So as I started on the positive side, it started to make sense why she was so hard on me as a youth. Because now fame, celebrity, money, none of those things move me to the point where I want to degrade somebody else, because I already know no matter how big up I get, I ain't never gonna be at the top.
Think there are, like, the idea of celebrity has definitely changed, right? And so in terms of like celebrities used to not do social media at all, right? Like there was like this wall that nobody ever crossed, right? Like it was rare. I remember how I have a friend, a comedian friend, and I was sharing with him, because I do a lot of research about, like, that's the analytical kind of nerdy side of me. Like I want to know like the analytics. And so I designed my website when I first started doing fitness, like in 97. And so I knew, and then I had a really bad website designer who didn't do the coding right. So I had to figure all of that stuff on my own, right? And so I was sharing with him, I was like, I can't remember what year it was, but it was right before YouTube, before Will Smith went on YouTube. And I shared with my comedian friend, I was like, listen, you got to get on YouTube, because Will Smith, when you go to his name, when you Google his name, the only thing that comes up for him is a YouTube play button. I said, that's it. That's where you need to be, right? He didn't listen to me. But now we start to see people like Will Smith that are letting you into their everyday life. They're letting you into their house. And so essentially, you're saying you won't be, but I could say that you are, because we have so many people who are going viral where they're absolutely using their platform, and now they're in movies, and now they're getting the press deal. So I'm going to help you reframe that, DaMon, because you could.
I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm just now taking the time to take it. Forgive me. I got famous, and it don't even bother me, right? Because of what I got popular for. I didn't get popular for writing books. I didn't get popular for doing music. I didn't get popular for merchandise. I got popular for how I treat my fur baby.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But this is the one thing that makes it beautiful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't do it for attention.
Yeah.
What I got famous for doing something that I would normally do when nobody is watching. I got popular for that. And then I figured out that I could use the footage of it.
Right.
Not that I do it for attention. I just found something that people find entertaining that I don't have to try to do. This is gonna happen whether you watching or you're not. They gonna get the same type of treatment. So I just figured out that there is attention in what I do, and then I use it for that. Now I'm figuring out how to integrate everything else that I do into the thing that garners me the most attention.
Yeah. And let's talk about EJ and Bear, because I have two dogs. My first dog is a little Maltipoo that I had when I lived in California. And then my second dog is a big dog, because I moved back to Dallas with my mom, and one of the things I always wanted a big dog, right? But I was like, I'm gonna start running because I want to do marathons. That never happened. So I got what I thought was a German Shepherd, but she is a Belgian Malinois. Right. And so I rescued her, right? Or so I thought. But really, I think sometimes the rescue is the other way around, right? Because she rescued me, right? And so when people see EJ and Bear, if they could talk, what would they say about, your relationship, when you first met?
Okay, I play too much.
You play too.
That's it. Well, Bear wouldn't say that because he's not the playful animal. He's not playful. He don't do too much playing and all of that. And the Jean play all day, but that is how I raised her because I play all day. So she's extremely playful all day. I play too much. That's what they would say about me.
I love it. You said they would say you play too much. So when people are first introduced to you, and I think it's always interesting when I hear people. So I'm vegan, right? And sometimes I think that, and I get it, because the thing that I love about dogs is they're innocent. If there was ever an opportunity to see unconditional love like manifested, we see it in dogs all the time. And then the interesting thing is, if you spell dog backwards, it spells God, right? And so, in terms of like that unconditional love, what have you learned, about yourself in terms of caring for, EJ and Bear? What have you learned about yourself?
Truthfully, not too much of nothing. I only say that because EJ and Bear are not the first dogs that
Okay.
I was responsible for.
Okay.
My mother had a miniature Doberman pigeon.
Mm.
Her name was Precious. So when I came home from prison, my mother gave her house to the dog.
Sound like my mama when I went to college.
So I took over the house when I put her into a nursing home because she needed 24-hour care.
Okay.
But the house belonged to the animal. The animal could never. This is the dog house. You can stay with the dog. Before you put the dog out, you have to go. Right? If you put the dog out, you going with it.
Yeah.
So I had Precious for maybe a year before the feds kicked in. So I had my mother's puppy, and I took her everywhere. I treated her just like I treat EJ and Bear. I took her everywhere I went because if I'm going, come on, you going with me.
Yep.
So in terms of taking care of them, I look at Bear and EJ like my mother looked at me. I don't love them. I'm responsible for them,
Yeah.
and I'm responsible for my things. That's just how I look at it. Like I'm responsible for them. So I got to make sure that they have everything that they need the same way that my mother was responsible for me. Because Edna Jean used to tell me all the time, I don't even like you. I'm responsible for you.
Right.
So
Right.
I show that I am responsible for you.
Mm-hmm.
Love don't got nothing to do with it. Because I wish I could get rid of you, but I can't. So I'm stuck with you, you stuck with me, we gonna make it make sense. And that's just how I look at it. So when it come to them, that's just how I look at it. Like I'm responsible for them. So if I'm responsible for you, you're going to live the standard of life that I live. If I eat Chick-fil-A, you eating Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
If I do this, you doing this. Since you don't pay no bills or nothing like that, you don't get to stay nowhere and hang out while I'm going to do something. You're going with me. Come on.
Yep. Yep.
Grab your coat, you're going. So that's just kind of how I play itself out.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that you care for, like you said, that you don't love them, you're responsible for them in the same way that your mom was responsible for you.
And she made sure I had everything. She made sure I had everything that I needed and most of the stuff I wanted. Which
Mm.
is the same way I treat them. They got everything they need and most of the stuff they want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you're working on your 12th book. Because you know what I see for you, DaMon? I see like a movie about your life.
It's going. I'm working on it.
Yeah,
Right.
I so see that just because I feel like in the times that we're living in, I think people are often we're suppressed to not necessarily share a part of ourselves, right? Or share our truth because we want it to look a certain way, we want it to land a certain way. But I definitely see a movie. So you're working on your 12th book and a movie, a script.
I'm just putting the pieces together
Okay.
for because the majority of my books are, except for the poetry and spoken word, the majority of them are just like mini scripts to bits and pieces of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I just take one story and just tell that story. I don't tell everything else that got something to do that has nothing to do with it, just that and everything that has something to do with that. And then I just break them down. So my new book is actually gonna be a series, which is gonna be crazy.
Ah,
Because I just
go ahead.
because I just got into a relationship, which is even crazier. Right. So
Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you. Pray for me. So I just got into a relationship, and instead of telling the story of the relationship later on down the line, I'm gonna start telling it while I'm
How
living
it
it.
happened.
Yeah. So I am gonna tell the story while it is taking place. So all the people that want to be nosy can be nosy almost in real time.
Yeah, because you know what? Instead, when you said a series, that's what I felt like. Like, I thought about Everybody Hates Chris, Chris Rock story, right? In terms of like, I like the name of it because it was so like pivotal for him, right? It was an introspective look. Like he felt like everybody liked his little brother, Tony Rock. So I was like, oh. And when you watch that show, you really got a sense of who his parents were and who his sister was. So I feel like it's a series and not a movie because a movie is final, right? Like it has a
Right.
beginning, a middle, and end. But a series, I like that you're really kind of documenting your relationship, which is not something we see a lot of people doing, right? I think that's been some advice that either like Oprah Winfrey has shared, like, never talk about your relationship. And then there's a young lady I follow, and her friend, they're married, and she introduces her friend on her Instagram page. And then people are in the comments trying to get to the friend's husband. I was just like, what? So that's interesting. So, what gave you the idea to say, I'm going to talk about this relationship while
I
it's
never seen nobody do it before.
okay?
It's literally in the opening to the book. I say it like I've been trying to figure out something that nobody had ever done before,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because that's how you stand out.
Yeah.
If you want to stand out in anything that you're doing, it got to be something that nobody never did before. People can have an opinion of something they've never done before, and that's where the opinion play itself out. I learned one thing about social media since I've been dealing with social media. Nobody wants to see the success story. They want to see the nonsense that led to this success story.
Yeah.
And if you
Mm,
get them while everything is haywire, they'll stay all the way. They'll stay forever because they watched you come from nothing.
yeah.
Nobody wants to see the winner. They want to see how you won.
Oh, that's good.
And that's how I figured it out. Like nobody's interested in the dude that got all the money and all the jewelry and all the girls. And if they are, it's only so they can talk about him.
Yeah.
They don't know the story behind how he got all the money and all the cars and all that.
Yeah.
That's what they looking for. That is what they're interested in. Nobody really cares about the success story.
Mm-hmm.
They care about the loser story.
Mm-hmm.
And they will buy into a loser story all the way until they successful.
Right.
Right. So while I was doing it, I actually said I write like I talk, because not only do I write books, but I also do my own audio.
I was gonna say you should do an audiobook, but that's
I have several.
okay. Okay.
I send you. I just send me a message on Instagram. I send you a link. I got a few. Most of the well, one, two, three. I got December. I got all four versions of SML, and then I got the diary of a broken heart, the representative of the last book I wrote. I have the audio, I have the complete audio versions for all of them. And each one is getting better because I am perfecting the craft of it. So my first audio book didn't have no sound effects. Next couple of them didn't really have no. The last one now has, I'm starting to incorporate sound effects and all of that. And then in the next one, I'm going to incorporate sound effects and bring my music into it and use it as
That's
the and use it as just background pieces so I could monetize all of it,
You
man.
know what? In addition to the series, I see while you're working on your book, I see like a podcast for you in terms of like people following your journey. And then eventually, the things that you document in the podcast could eventually become the series for your show, right?
I
So
wanted to. It's crazy that you say that. I wanted to do a podcast.
you don't
Right?
have to say wanted because you could still do it.
I can. Right? I
Hmm.
wanted to do a podcast, but I wanted to do it years and years ago.
Yeah.
Right? Before it got popular to the masses, I already seen that it was gonna become popular
Right. 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 Right.
because people are nosy. And
Yeah.
I don't knock them for being nosy.
Right.
Like they wanna know, they wanna listen, they wanna be a part, they wanna feel like they are a part of the story. The same way with Facebook and Instagram and all of that. People get invested in your life,
Yeah.
whether you know it or you don't.
That's so true. Oh, that's good, DaMon. Whether
Right?
you know it or not.
Yeah, there are people invested in your life. Your ups, your downs, in the
Yep.
middle, and all of that. There are people that are invested in that. And if you can figure out how to monetize it, you can
Yeah.
capitalize off of it.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, DaMon. Last question.
Yes, ma'am.
So, in terms of like EJ and Bear in your new relationship, how have they?
They like her.
Okay.
Oh, they like her.
Uh huh.
If Bear don't like you, 9 times out of 10, I'm not neither.
So Bear is the barometer.
If he want to bite you, I stay away from you.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Because
good.
9 times out of 10, he is gonna bite you, and I'm on his side.
I love it. So, if you have any final thoughts, anything that you want to share,
Look,
it has
when
been such a pleasure
if
to chat with you.
if you ever need me, just let me know. I'm available whenever you need me. No problem. You have a good day,
You
and
too.
you be safe. If you need me, just let me know.